Yes, sir. Right now, you guys are locked into a brand new episode of that LCP. Y'all know what's
brand new LCP.
Man, but before I start, man, I want to say, man, I gotta clap it up one more time. The New York Giants have benched Russell Wilson. Thank God. You guys know, man, I'm a New Yorker. The New York Giants have finally benched Russell Wilson. Thank God. Get his washed up old ass the fuck out of here, man. But man, it's been a lot of shit going on, man. From Jimmy Kimmel being suspended, now he's back. His first episode back, I believe, is tonight. Tuesday. By the time you guys hear this episode, I'm not sure what day it'll be, but it's a lot of fucking shit going on. A lot of fucking ghetto shit going on. So, I try to keep the episodes calm, but when the world is going to shit and every fucking day is one thing after another, sometimes you got to dive into the shit. But I want to send blessings and I want to send love to everybody out there who is going through a tough time right now. Now, a video came across my timeline and it went viral, and it was a video of this black lady. She was in her car crying, talking about possibly committing suicide. So trigger warning. So I want to take a second. I want to play for you guys what she had to say, because I know it connected with me, and it's probably going to connect with a lot of you guys out there who might be going through a similar time. So let's check it out before we dive.
The fact that motherfuckers wait till you literally down bad, crashing out, literally, like, to act like they give a fuck about your ass. Like, motherfucker don't give a fuck literally until your ass dead in the casket. Literally, like, and then it's the fact that when I do die, I swear to God, I don't want no fucking funeral. I don't want no fake ass motherfucker sitting around lying about how they love my ass. When the whole time I was living, I'm struggling. I can't call nobody, not a piece of family, a sister, a cousin, a brother, a shit to ask for shit. Not $100, not $50, not $25. I can't call nobody and ask for shit. But when I'm up and I got it and I'm giving shit out, it's
brand new LCP.
Like, I'm just so tired of.
Now, like
the number was 54%.
Trump, shut the fuck up. Now, that's something I can relate to, and I know a lot of you guys can relate, because life is tough sometimes, and sometimes when you go through life as you're trying to pivot and just maneuver through every fucking day, gas is high, rent is high, kids ain't cheap. A lot of things are costly. So I'm sure we all can relate. And that's why I said, you guys out there who are going through that, myself, I've gone through that, where sometimes you're just fucking tired, and when things are going great for you and you help other people. But now, like she said, sometimes when things are reversed and now you might need the help. Now, a lot of times we don't get that help. A lot of times things don't go as they should go. Now, something that shouldn't go the way it's supposed to go now. A couple days ago, Jimmy Kimmel was suspended by ABC, Disney, whatever fucking channel he's on. Jimmy Kimmel was suspended for comments he made about the man who killed Charlie Kirk. Now, ABC, I believe the network, Sinclair, something else, they got mad at him. They got angry. They called him the next day and told him, Jimmy, you need to apologize for what you said. Word from sources said that he said, no, I'm going to go on there. I'm not apologizing, and I'm going to double down on what the fuck I said. And they pulled him off the air. So let's listen to some of this shit, because he's back on air tonight, Tuesday, the 23rd, because Americans threatened to boycott Disney. You had people cancel their Hulu subscriptions. But this is from CBS News. Talk to me. What did Americans say that they was going to do in unity? Because Jimmy Kimmel, he's back on tonight. Talk to me, CBS.
Are rallying behind Jimmy Kimmel after ABC suspended his show over comments Kimmel made about the response to Charlie Kirk's death. Now, Disney, ABC's parent company, is facing a growing threat of boycotts. CBS News reporter Jared Hill is here with the latest on all of this. Jared, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Errol. I was just looking at Google's trend tracker, and they're showing a recent increase in searches for the phrase cancel Disney Plus since ABC suspended Kimmel's show. Now, from fellow late-night hosts to folks behind the scenes, there are conversations about government-influenced censorship. The Trump administration, though, maintains it's an issue of fairness.
But tonight, we are all Jimmy Kimmel.
From late-night peers to legends like David Letterman.
You can't go around firing somebody because you're fearful or trying to suck up to an authoritarian.
A resounding rebuke of ABC's decision to indefinitely suspend Jimmy Kimmel Live after Kimmel's comments about the alleged killer of conservative activist Charlie Kirk in a monologue.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Two major TV station groups, Nexstar and Sinclair, quickly announced they'd preempt the show just hours after Trump-appointed FCC Chairman Brendan Carr threatened broadcasters.
Now, I want to give a hand clap to Jimmy Kimmel because Jimmy Kimmel is the talent. Jimmy Kimmel is rich. Jimmy Kimmel, if the show never comes back, he will be okay. But, you know, sources spoke to TMZ and they said that Jimmy Kimmel, that he was fighting to come back. He was fighting to get back on the network because he worried about the people who worked for him, the writers, the producers, the stagehands, the security, you know, the people who he simply employs by having that show, Jimmy Kimmel Live. So clap it up for Jimmy because, you know, when news broke last night that his show was coming back, I seen so many people say, oh, why is he coming back? If it was me, I wouldn't come back. But I'm like, you got to think about somebody aside from just yourself. Like I said, Jimmy Kimmel's the talent. If you are the talent, you are always going to be okay because you bring in the money. So it's like if LeBron James decide to take a knee or speak out against Trump or the Republicans, LeBron gonna be okay. But now somebody who's not on LeBron's level, like somebody like, let's say, an NBA rookie, he does not have the leeway to speak out the way LeBron can because LeBron has the status. He has, you know, he's been around. Like, you can't cancel LeBron at this point for speaking out, but you can cancel somebody who's 19 to 20 years old. So sometimes you got to think about people outside of just yourself. But Jimmy Kimmel, like I said, Tuesday, September 23rd, he is back on air, and he probably is going to address the situation. Now, he said he was not going to apologize, so we just going to have to wait and see. But let's move it down.
Brand new LCP.
Moving down the line now. Later I want to talk about singer David because he got a lot of shit going on right now. Now, David is a singer. I believe he lives in L.A. and there's a 15-year-old girl that went missing. And when I tell you guys, it looked like he might do some jail time right now. Like, the case is crazy. The case is big. It's a lot of news coming out every other day. And he probably going to do some jail time. But before we get into that, man, I came across some shit the other day. Let me see if I got the clip queued up. Now, I believe there was a guy. Where is this at? This is in Washington, D.C. He opened up D.C.'s first phone-free bar. I want to clap it up. Because as we know now, when it comes to kids and especially adults, we not exempt, okay? Don't be lying either.
Girl, stop. That's a lie.
Every time you go somewhere, somebody's on their phone. They on their fucking phone. You go to the movie theater. During the movie, people are on their phone. They on TikTok. They scrolling. They on Fashion Nova. Like, put the phone down, bitch. God damn. But a man in D.C., I believe his name is Rahman Rock Harper. He's the winner of Hell's Kitchen Season 3. He opened up D.C.'s first phone-free bar. Let's get the clip queued up. Talk to me, baby.
So can we go in and take a look?
All right, Jimmy, if you want to come in, right, I got to take your phone from you. So
okay.
I got the bag, right? We're going to put it in here. Easy. Boom, now we connected, baby. The phones are kept on their person. That's the thing. We're not taking any phones, right? We want the phones to be kept on you as a guest because obviously if you need to make a call or something like that, we can quickly unlock it and you can come on outside and use it. You know, Hush Harbor is unique because obviously many people are talking about it's the first phone-free bar in DC that it is. What really makes us unique is that we're leaning into community, presence and connection. So that's the phone-free part of it, but we are unique hospitality experience.
What gave you the idea?
Spiritually, it came by way of my mother when she was talking about the importance for my...
I got to clap it up because I love that, man. Like I said, I'm not even that old, so me even saying when I was a kid, like, that shit is crazy. It's crazy, but I believe that as humans, we need to be able to experience life, go to the park, go to the movies, even have a conversation with somebody without our phone being in our fucking hand. Like, I've been out at the place where you should enjoy yourself the most, and somebody's on their phone. I've gone to concerts, I've gone to festivals, and people are not even enjoying the show. They are on their phone, they got the video out, you know, they got their eyes in their phone, make sure that the video is from the right angle. And I'm like, enjoy the concert. This artist is putting on a great show. Enjoy it. It's okay to have memory that only you have. Everything you experience, everything in life that you go through does not have to be documented for your Instagram or documented for your TikTok. But now something that I'm glad was documented. Now here in College Park in Georgia, when I tell you, man,
Jesus Christ.
in Georgia, there was a girl, you know, she tried to talk to her ex so bad, she climbed up and she climbed through the fucking window. Now, thankfully, this man had video. The cops came right in time. You know, she was still in his house. I got some of the body cam video queued up. Like I said, chances are, as an adult, we have had a crazy ex at some time in our life. But this man had a crazy ex that went so far, she climbed the fire escape and got through his window. You ghetto motherfucker. You ghetto.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Here's some of the body cam video.
Look, she said, come on, bro. I'm just trying to talk to you. Do you see this is what I'm talking about? Like, what's the fuck? I came here to talk to my dad. It don't matter. You don't come in nobody else's house. Come on. That shit weird, bro. Bruh. Come on. Can I get my purse, please? Nope. Nope. Please? Nope. I just came to talk to him. But you don't come in nobody else's house. Turn around. Turn around. Hello? Turn around. Phil, you turn around. My son is downstairs. Turn around. Oh my God, Phil, I'm not going to take that word. I'm going to talk to you. Why you just jump through my fucking house? I'm not going to say no more. I'm sorry. I'm over here. Phil, your other child is downstairs. I just don't come in nobody's house. Regardless. No. You gotta do something with this. I'm knocking on the door. I knocked on the door. I heard. But you just came through the window. No, I went through I knocked on the patio door. But you're not supposed to enter nobody's house. I understand, ma'am. My son is downstairs. Drop your shoes. It's my shit. Turn this way. Turn this way. Oh my gosh. Can you call my mom, Phil?
I want to clap it up for the police. Clap it up for the police showing up, and clap it up for this brother. He made sure he had evidence, because as we know, had he not had that evidence, it probably would have went against him. You know, again, I don't want to see nobody get arrested, but you can't do that shit. If I had an issue with a girlfriend or, you know, my son's mom, I cannot climb through her fucking fire escape and go in her house to talk to her. I don't give a fuck if she's in the house and she's not opening up that door on purpose. I cannot climb through her fucking window. And again, I love playing these clips because I want you guys, especially the ladies, to understand that these things happen on both sides. They happen on both sides. You know, oftentimes, especially with Instagram and social media and the narratives, like we love to believe that these things only happen from one person's perspective, and that is not always the case. Okay, I've dealt with some crazy people. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys, men and women, have dealt with some crazy motherfuckers, man. And sometimes you can't avoid it. Sometimes these are things that happen. And I'm not giving nobody the okay. I'm not justifying any of this, because these things should not happen whatsoever. But now something that shouldn't have happened. Now, again, like I said earlier, the singer, his name is David. He's a young, he's maybe early 20s. Now, I'm going to go on and say his girlfriend, because everything that's coming out now makes it seem as if this person was his girlfriend. Now, I believe they started dating when she probably was about 13 years old. Now, last episode, when I was talking about age gaps, I'm not talking about somebody that's 20 dating somebody who's 13. That's not the age gaps I was talking about. But young lady, I believe her name was Celeste. She was found dead in his Tesla. I got the clip queued up from ABC 7. Before we dive some more into this shit, hold on. Let me get the clip ready to go.
Breaking news, details after a body was found inside a car at a Hollywood tow lot today. There's no immediate information about the identity of the person found inside, but Eyewitness News has learned the 2023 Tesla is registered in Hempstead, Texas to multi-platinum artist and musician David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David. This is video of David performing on Jimmy Kimmel Live in 2023. The grim discovery was made after nearby residents complained about a foul odor. Police say the impounded car had been at that lot property on North Mansfield Avenue for a couple of days now. They say the body had been placed inside a bag. We've reached out to David's representatives and are still waiting for a response. That breaking news.
And now, as the days went on, and you dive deeper into who he is and you dive deeper into his music catalog, it was a lot of signs there. Like I said, the man has a concert. He's been on tour. I believe he was on tour at the time they found the body. And this man brings a casket on tour, and he puts the casket where fans can walk by, and you place a note in the casket, for a dead family member. And of course, it sounds sweet. It sounds nice, but then you dive deeper. He has a song, I believe the song was entitled Romantic Homicide. And it's a lot of weird shit on there. It was some songs where he sung the young lady's name and just some of the lyrics and some of the optics about everything that goes on. Now, in the past, he did an interview with Genius where he broke down some of the lyrics for his hit song, Romantic Homicide. And this is what he had to say.
So what inspired the hook, In the Back of My Mind You Died, is kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it, in a way that it builds up to the big moment where she died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear. I've seen people online take different meanings and interpretations from that one part of the song where it's like it's their past selves that's dying. And they're not even crying about it because they're evolved, they've become better people, or have killed addictions and other different stuff like that. So I think it's very...
That sounds nice, but nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I say, now, when I want my artist to keep it real, I'm not talking about a murder. Again, I don't even know who this man is, so I'm not going to act like I know who he is. Now, I heard the name in passing, but he's not my type of R&B artist, but I believe he does have a big cult fan base, so I'm not going to deny that. Simply because I don't know you does not mean you are somebody who is not popular. But based on the evidence that is coming out, do I believe he played the part in this young woman's death? I do. Do I believe he physically killed her? That's still up in the air because I don't know. Like, I don't want to place that on him without the police, without the investigators finding full proof evidence that he did that. So I'm not going to place that on his brother, but the shit look weird. The shit look fucking sketchy. It looks sketchy, okay? But I do want to say rest in peace to the young lady. I believe she was 15 years old. Her name was Celeste, super young, with so much more. I believe her family was looking for her. She was missing, I believe, over a year. She was missing over a year.
Jesus Christ.
So I do want to send some love her way because she should still be here. But, I'm sure you guys seen the fight the other week on Netflix. I believe it was Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Now, there's a video that's gone viral of his mom speaking about how she had to make him tough and how she offered $10 to any kid in the neighborhood who could beat him up. But what do you guys think about this? Is this good parenting or is this simply going a little too far? Again, this is Terrence Crawford's mama speaking. This is what she had to say.
Are you never going to amount to anything? Did you really believe it?
Some things that I said to him, I wanted him to be a man. And don't be afraid of nobody.
That's a hard lesson to learn. You're 12, 13.
Yeah, but he had to learn it.
It filled me with rage. And every time I stepped foot in the ring or anything that I ever did, I just wanted to win so bad so I can prove a point to her.
How'd you think he'd do?
He did good because he was around here beating up everybody in the neighborhood. I paid the kids, I said, if y'all can whoop Bud, I give y'all $10 a piece. Could none whoop him.
You went out on the street?
Yeah.
What's now Bud Crawford Street?
Yeah.
And offer $10 to anyone who can kick my son's butt.
Yep.
And a lot of takers.
Yeah, the kids in the neighborhood. Couldn't nobody whoop them.
What did he tell you then?
He told you, Mom, I told you I'm the best.
He once told me I was fighting for her approval, for her to tell me she was proud or happy, but she never would, so I stayed angry. Explain that to me.
When she always telling you you're gonna lose, or you're not good enough, or you're gonna get your ass kicked, or things like that, it's like, okay. When I win this tournament, she gonna say congratulations or good job, or
Now I'm confused. I don't know if I should give it applause or if I should boo. So what do you guys think? Is that good parenting? Is that a way to make your son tougher? You know, as they say, man up. You know, a young man, a young boy can fall down, break his neck, his both legs, both his arms, and they'll say, get up, you a man. So was this her way of teaching him to be a man, or was she going a little bit too far? So like always, you guys can hit my IG at Lunchroom Chatter Pod and let me know. Was she going too far? Or was she justified in doing what she had to do to make her son into a man? I want to know. Now, I believe I got a episode of Stories with Sully that I saved and got queued up. So let's dive into this shit. Hold on. Do I got this shit queued up? Let's dive into it.
So in response to your question about the direction of the education system in this country, you know, are the schools failing the students? I would say absolutely, and on a level that is unprecedented in the history of the United States.
Hold on, let me give you guys some context first. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I posed a question on TikTok where hold on, let me mute this real quick for the sound come up. Where I posed a question about something that one of my friends, he's a teacher in New York City, and he posted something about the school system, and I posted something on TikTok. So before I dive into what Sully had to say, this is what I had to say about the school system. So you guys probably can't tell, but I'm angry. Kids in 2025 have it so easy when it comes to school. Now, one of my friends is a teacher in New York City, and he posted a picture of the grading rubric that some of these kids get judged off of. Now, when I was young, if you got below a 60%, that was a F, you fucking failed, you're done, you're going home, you're going to get spanked, your school day is over. But a F now is a 0% to 25%. That's an F. Now, if you get a 45% to 50%, that's a C minus. Now, if you get a 65% to 70, that is a B minus. What is going on with the schools? When I tell you, when I seen this. So you guys can hear some of that, and you guys can see how much, again, not in all districts, but in so many districts, how the grading rubric has changed so that kids can easily pass and not be held back and simply move on. So that is what Sully was responding to. So what are your thoughts on the school system? It's a lengthy message, so of course I'm going to pause, I'm going to jump in. But I'm always curious to know what you guys say. Like I said, you guys can always share opinions on my IG, Lunchroom Chatter Pod. I believe my TikTok is Lunchroom Chatter Pod. Come on, talk to me, baby.
The only thing you have to do is compare our education system to that of India, China, Japan, South Korea, different places in Europe, and you'll see how behind the times we are. But I mean, this didn't just happen overnight. You know, like, as you mentioned, when you came home from school with a bad grade, you thought you were going to get your ass whooped, and probably did, right? Your mom was going to beat your ass so good. She was going to get into that ass so badly that you was going to go to school and make straight A's. That's not how it works, man. It's just not how it works. But that's the response that our parents gave, right? Most of our parents didn't get us a tutor when we did badly, right? We didn't go to cram school, right? We put more emphasis in sports, honestly, than we did our education. And parents were okay with that. As long as you made a C or a B, you could get into college. You know, that type of thinking. Well, I mean, when you have parents that don't ensure that their kids do well in school, that don't spend the extra money and time to make sure that there's a proper learning and understanding of what's going on in the classroom, well, then I don't feel like we should be too surprised when the school says, well, shit, we're failing half of the damn class. We're failing 3/4
You know what? I want to clap it up because he brings up a great point, because, you know, it is a two-way street. It's very much a two-way street. You know, we can't expect the schools to do something if we're not doing our part at home. You know, because like he said, when it came to my mom, you know, again, school was a priority, but it was a different time period. And now, you know, and I always got to say it, but now with these phones, with social media, with everything being digital, everything is not the same. Like, kids have it so much easier now compared to how it was when I was going to school. You know, they have so many fucking days off now. You got days off, you got virtual learning, you got digital school. It's so many things now that I hear about, and I'm like, I didn't have this when I was a child. I remember going to school. I was sick so many days. Now I probably should have stayed home. Blame my mama for that. But I went to school sick so many fucking times. There was times, you know, we got suspended for so many different things. And a lot of things were done as a way to make us behave in school, as a way to make us focus. You know, we had to really get honor roll. We had to really get a 90. We had to really fucking go home and study and just do some shit, because our fear back then was being laughed at in class. So we had to learn how to read in school. I remember in school, one of my biggest fears was being called on to read a fucking passage and for me to not know the fucking words, and that a whole fucking school is laughing at me because I can't read. And me having that fear made me learn how to read. Learn different fucking adjectives and bigger words so that I can express myself, so that I can be able to come on this podcast and talk to you guys and just have a vocabulary that's bigger than just duh and fucking 3-letter words. Sometimes you got to expand your vernacular. Oh, yeah, I got to use a vernacular right there. You got to expand your vocabulary. You got to keep that ghetto side too. You know, I try to keep the ghetto side though, but Sully, talk to you.
The school, we've got to do something. The standards get lowered because parents do not take an active part in the student's education, right? You know, I lived in Japan for a while, right? I taught English out there. One thing I noticed is that parents were highly, actively involved in their students getting an education outside of the classroom. These jokers went to class, got off from school, and went to tutoring. They went to cram school, right? Parents were spending money to make sure that the students receive class outside of class, right? And it shouldn't be a surprise that Asia and India are leading the world in education. Why is that? Because the society sees the benefit in having a proper education, sacrificing for your kids' education, right? It's not just up to the schools, right? It's not. We can't expect the teacher to teach the kid everything. The parents have to step up and say, hey, I'm going to sacrifice so my student can do well, so my kid can do well. The days of coming home getting an ass whooping because you made a bad grade, that shit has got to stop, because it does not help anyone. If anything, I mean, it may help the student feel a little bit more motivated to go to school and try hard, because I do think that is one of our issues, right? Our kids just don't try. So maybe a little bit of ass whooping will make him try a little bit harder. But if there truly is a learning impediment, right, if there's something getting in the way of your child understanding, then you need some tutoring. You need to spend some money. The parents aren't doing that. The parents don't care. Everybody has a wonderful and perfect child. So if there's anything going wrong with them, conduct-wise, education-wise, must be the school's fault. The standards are too low. No, that's not it. Parents just need to take a more active approach in the student's life.
Whew. Man, when I tell you guys, man, I could not have said that any much better myself. So thank you to my man, Sully,
Brand new LCP,
for dropping them gems right there. Like I said, you guys out there, man, who stay supporting the podcast. Again, my Cash App is $NYC Story 718. My Venmo is Lunchroom Chatterpart. I'm going to try to get these episodes out more consistently, but I've been moving around. I've been having to take my equipment different places, and with sometimes you got to find a good setup. You got to find a good space so that I can get my shit off. So there might be a slight echo this episode. I'm in a nice room. It's spacious. I got my shit set up, but it's an empty room. So you guys might hear echo this episode. But again, like I said, man, you guys who stay supporting your boy LCP, as always, let your mama, your coworker, your cousin, let your friends know to stay locked into that.
Brand new LCP.
And of course, if any one of you guys have any voicemails, you guys want to send some shit, hit my Instagram at Lunchroom Chatter Pod. If you need some advice on relationships, on love, life advice, again, I'm not an expert, but what I can do is give you some advice from my perspective. Again, even the advice I give you, I'm not saying it's always going to work or that it's going to be foolproof, but it's something you can use along with your own smarts, because I'm sure everybody out there is smart in your own way, but it don't hurt to ask for some more advice. So like always, it's your man Johnny Schultz, host of that
Brand new LCP.
Talk to your boy.